Hello everyone, this is Deepali Pathak here, and today we are going to learn about the heterotrophic nutrition in organism. In our previous lecture we have studied about the autotrophic nutrition in plants through photosynthesis. We have studied light and dark reaction. Now it's time to learn about the heterotrophic nutrition. First we have to study that what is the nutrition. Earlier I told you nutrition is the process of proper intake and utilization of the food. When food is taken in the alimentary canal or inside the body, then it will be utilized for getting energy, and then the nutrition process will complete. That is why we can say that proper intake and utilization of food is called as nutrition. When nutrition takes place, it completes in 5 steps. These steps are ingestion of food, digestion of food, absorption of food, assimilation of food, and egestion of food. So these 5 steps are there in which the nutrition completes, and it is of two types, heterotrophic and autotrophic. Autotrophic we have already studied, which takes place in plants only through photosynthesis. Heterotrophic nutrition, it takes place in those organisms which are not able to prepare their own food by themselves, and they are dependent on other organisms such as plants or other organisms for their food. So it is of many types such as saprotrophic type of nutrition, symbiosis, parasitism, insectivorous, herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals, and omnivorous animals. If organisms feed on plants, then they are called as herbivorous. If organisms are dependent on other animals, then they are called as carnivorous. If organisms are dependent on both plant and animals, then they are called as the omnivorous animals. If organisms are not able to digest the food, then they are called as saprotroph. In this way, they feed on dead and decaying matter. If they trap insects for getting the nutrition, then the organisms are called as insectivorous organisms. So these are the different types of heterotrophism. First, we have to study nutrition in lower animals, which are primitive ones, which don't have the digestive system. Proper digestive system is absent, alimentary canal is absent, so the nutrition takes place in simplest way, and that type of nutrition is called as Holozoic type of nutrition. These organisms are microorganisms such as bacteria, algae, fungi, viruses. So first we will study the nutrition in single-celled organisms such as amoeba. This kind of nutrition is called as Holozoic type of nutrition. As I told you, Holozoic type of nutrition takes place in primitive organism. So it takes place in unicellular organisms, mainly in unicellular organism. Here the nutrition is intracellular, means organism engulf its prey and take it inside the cell. So nutrition takes place in one cell only. There is no digestive system, there will be no alimentary canal, no particular system for the digestion of the food. That is why it is called as intracellular type of nutrition. It is called as intracellular, means nutrition takes place in the cell. When intracellular nutrition takes place in amoeba, with the help of its body wall, it engulfs the prey and then take it inside the body, and the food is captured in the vacuole-like structure which is called as food vacuole. So during this, food entered into the body, and the cytoplasm present in the cell of the amoeba consists of some digestive enzyme which help in the digestion of the food. That time the medium remains acidic and food get digested. In this way the animal get nutrition, and the undigested part or waste material exit out when the food vacuole burst. So in this way, the indigestion, digestion, egestion, all the steps complete, but it takes place inside the cell. That is why it is called as intracellular. And in this method, the digestion medium remain acidic and afterward converts into an alkaline medium. In this way, the nutrition process completes in the amoeba, which is unicellular organism. Similarly, paramecium also a unicellular organism which intake food with the help of its oral groove. This oral groove, a specialized structure is there to receive the food, which bears long cilia to capture the food, and this organ of the paramecium is called as cytostome. With the help of cytostome, it intake the food. When it enter into the body, capture into the food vacuole, then the digestive enzyme of the cytoplasm digests the food, and afterward the remaining or undigested food eliminated outside through the cytophage. Cytophage is a temporary structure which help in the elimination of the waste food. In this way, the intracellular digestion is there, which takes place in unicellular or primitive organism. It is also called as holozoic type of nutrition. Other type of the nutrition which come under the heterotrophism, that is the extracellular. Extracellular digestion, it takes place in human and some higher animal which are well developed and have a well developed alimentary canal. They have the digestive system, digestive glands for the digestion. Extracellular digestion takes place in higher animals and they take their nutrition through this method. As I told you, nutrition completes in 5 steps, and these steps are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. What do you mean by these terms? Let's understand what are these terms. Ingestion means the process in which food is taken inside the alimentary canal, or we can say it is the method of eating food. Next step, that is the digestion. It's a chemical process in which many chemicals, many enzymes involved, and it is also called as hydrolysis of the polymer of foodstuff. Polymer of foodstuff such as carbohydrate, protein, fat, which are the complex compound, and they converted into simpler form with the help of enzyme and water. When they get hydrolyzed, the process is called as hydrolysis of the food. So it comes under the chemical nutrition, that is called as digestion. Third step, that is the absorption. When this polymer converted into monomer and becomes soluble, get absorbed into the blood and lymph vessel through the intestinal wall of the alimentary canal, through the mucosal layer, then it is called as absorption. Next step, that is the assimilation. Assimilation is the process in which the conversion of absorbed food into the energy takes place. Means utilized food get oxidized and then it will be converted into the energy compounds such as ATP, which will be used for doing regular activities. Egestion, that is the process for elimination of the undigested food. After the digestion, when undigested part of food remain in the intestine, it is not usable and it is necessary to remove it from the body. So removal of this waste material or waste food from the alimentary canal, that is called as egestion. It is also called as defecation. Feces of the human consist of 1/4 part of water and 1/4 part of solid matter. So these were all about the steps of nutrition. Now we will study the nutrition in human being. Nutrition in human being takes place in the well-developed alimentary canal, which is called as the digestive system, and it consists of some digestive organ and digestive glands. Human alimentary canal always start from the mouth, which is also called as the buccal cavity, then esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. These are the digestive organ. You can see here in the diagram, alimentary canal start from the mouth, it continues into the esophagus, it is also called as the food pipe, then stomach, small intestine and large intestine. Then digestive organs are there, the digestive glands are there. These are the liver, pancreas, salivary glands and some gastric glands are there which are present inside the stomach. In this way, alimentary canal can be divided into two parts, digestive organ and digestive glands. When food intaken into the mouth, it is the physical digestion of the food because no chemical involved in this process, only the mechanical process takes place. That is why it is called as the physical digestion. Physical digestion takes place into the mouth. As I told you, mouth comprises different type of teeth, tongue and salivary glands. So, inside the mouth, the part is called as buccal cavity. Its upper part is called as the palate and lower part consists of the tongue and different kind of salivary glands. Buccal cavity consists of different type of teeth. That is why the human being is called as diphyodont and heterodont. Student, you know, two sets of teeth are there in human body in their lifespan. First set is called as the milk teeth and second set is called as the permanent teeth. In this way, human being receive two set of teeth in their lifespan. That is why they are called as diphyodont. Though two sets of teeth are there, but these teeth are of different kinds. All the teeth are not similar. That is why the organism is, the human being is called as heterodont. Heteros means other or different. Don't refers or stand for the dentition or teeth. So different type of teeth are there in the buccal cavity of human being. This type of teeth are incisor, canine, premolar and molar. Incisor type of teeth have broad and sharp flat edges for tearing or for cutting the food material. Canine teeth are pointed teeth which can tear the food items. And premolar and molar teeth, they are the blunt, broad edged teeth are there which help in the mastication or crushing, grinding of the food. In this way, four type of teeth are there in the buccal cavity of the human being. And the number of these teeth in each jaw is like this. 2 incisor in upper jaw, 1 canine, 2 premolar and 3 molar. In this way, we can write the dental formula of the human being. 2, 1, 2, 3 in upper jaw and 2, 1, 2, 3 in lower jaw. When we multiply it with 2, we will get 32. So in an adult, 32 teeth are there. Rather than the mouth comprises tongue. Tongue, it's a sense organ. It has sense for taste and it bears different kind of taste buds. These taste buds are also called as gustatorreceptor. Gustatoreceptor are the taste buds which are present on the tongue, and they help us to recognize the taste of the food. They are of different kinds and they are responsible to recognize the taste of our food. These are the different zones of taste buds which help to know the taste of the bird, such as the back part of the tongue recognize the bitter taste, then sour taste. As we come towards the tip of the tongue, the zone of salt and sweet taste bud is there. In this way, the different zones of taste bud are there which help us to know the taste of our food. Even they help us to know about the hot and cold form of the food. Tongue is a muscular organ and it helps us to move the food inside our buccal cavity. It helps us to mix the saliva inside the food. In this way, our alimentary canal consists of different type of organs and glands. Student, the physiology of digestion we will study in our next lecture. If any doubt and query is there, then you can ask, and don't forget to subscribe and share the